Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Downtime with Downstar, episode 141. And today we are here with Mike Bless.
Yeah. What's up, brother?
Not much, man. How are you?
I'm good, brother. I'm good.
Are you on a record release high right now?
A little bit, man. I'm a little, I'm still in the hangover, I guess.
Hell yeah,
we
dude.
had we had four shows. They all went well. So I'm excited, man. It's been dope, and it just kind of put me on a path to doing some more big things because of the new live set that I'm doing. So I'm excited, man. Yeah.
Good, man. So you just came out with the album. What was it? 2 Fridays ago?
Actually, the album came out beforehand. Came out actually the end of December.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just that we did the record release shows after the fact, when normally you probably do it at the same time, but that wasn't initially the plan. You know what I mean? We kind of just did it, and then it kind of just took on a life of its own, and then people started asking about the record release show. And then we set them up. So we kind of did it. We kind of did it after the fact, but it worked out even better. Kind of keep it going because it's all independent. It's not like it just gets a big marketing push. So we just
Immortal Auditory.
Immortal Auditory.
That's a dope ass name,
Thanks,
dude.
Man. Thanks,
how'd you come up with that?
Well, the initial album was that cover, right? So I had that cover, which was crazy, like the mechanical face cover, and I wanted to do something with that, and I had some of those tracks, and I really just wanted to put my stamp down. Like my whole thing was like, I need to do something that is just going to be just bars and just coming at you and just representing for the real lyrical and the hardcore hip hop heads and fans that love that, the bar work. So that's what it was. And then I always have this thing where it's like, one day we'll be dead and gone, but the audio lives forever.
Yeah, I saw that,
right?
man.
So that's kind of like what the whole thing is with that. So Immortal Auditory. So like the sound lives forever. You know what I mean? Something like leaving a legacy behind, whether it be in audio or physical records, leaving something for your kids, and just being immortal through music.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's always been something that has been with me through music this whole time, like leaving something behind as far as music wise and inspiration wise, things like that. So that's kind of where it comes from.
I like it, dude. I like that intro. It's a little creepy. Where's that sample from,
dude? It's funny because I sent it to my brother, and I'm like, and of course he knew, you know what I'm saying, because we're tight, and I'm like, he's like, he sent me right away the message back, like, oh, that's Cyborg.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember Cyborg with Jean-Claude Van Damme.
No, I never seen that movie before.
It's an old movie. Jean-Claude and what's that?
It's freaking computer. Can you just close that door right there?
Yeah.
My bad, dude.
No, it's cool. We're live. It's a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie, and it's like the end of the world. And I thought it was fitting,
Yeah.
Like kind of like taking hip hop back in a way, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's kind of where we got that from. But I had the album done, and shout out to DJ Rome's from the Loop Pack. He was like, once I finished the tracks, I was really getting impatient with the whole process, and I wanted to put it out. He kind of like pressed the brakes on me. So shout out to him, because he was like, nah, we're just getting started. Mm-hmm. The songs are done, but that means we're just getting started with putting together, the pieces, like the intro, the little outros, and skits and things like that. Yeah, we spent a whole another couple of weeks putting that together. So, and I'm glad we did that, because we were able to put together, where it all kind of fits with the Immortal Auditory, the theme of the album. So
I love it, man.
Yeah,
when we were gonna have you on the pod, I listened to that whole album that night. Oh, and dude, like I just told you before we got on the pod, it is like a blast from the past, dude. Yeah. It reminds me of like music from like high school days.
Yeah.
I went to a Wainimi High School.
Okay.
And everybody, there's the group of guys that were into like rapping and stuff, and everybody seemed to gravitate more towards like that kind of like, I don't want to say maybe like East Coast style, like real hip hop style of beats.
Like I was telling you too, like when we went on, I think Rico kind of hit it on the head from Rico and Mambo Morning Show.
Yeah.
I was on there not too long ago, and he mentioned Gangstar.
Yeah,
so
that's definitely
a big influence, and I actually could hear it in the music. So he definitely comes from that ilk, you know what I mean? But I always try to keep it updated, or it's still 2020, you know what I'm saying? So it's for the cats that appreciate that sound, you know, that era, but with the new twist to it. And I just like to do music that I like to make, you know.
Yeah, so. No, definitely, man. Do you feel a lot of pressure to kind of switch your style up, or to add different things in there that are more current sounding?
I think before it used to be something like that, where I had maybe more influences around when I was younger, and people trying to get me to do certain things, or want me to do certain things. I think when I do features, like paid features, like you kind of will kind of step out of your box or whatever. But the luxury that we have as independents is we're able to just kind of do what we want. So I enjoy just doing it that way, and just kind of going what I feel like. I'll get beats all the time, and if I'm not feeling it, I just won't do it.
Really?
You know? So yeah.
Yeah. So since the album came out, what sort of press have you been doing for? I say you said that you were on the Rico and Mambo show. How was that?
Yeah, that was dope. Shout out to them, man, because it's always a pleasure to get that love at home. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can be overseas or doing this or doing that, but when you come home and you're able to get that love, that means the world, man. So shout out to them. And you know, I've been out here all my life, you know what I mean? So to be up there is definitely an honor and a privilege to be with those guys. But DJ Premier and my stuff's been on Shade 4-5,
nice,
and DJ Clips, and it's been making its rounds, you know, within the true hip hop radio and internet radio, and Chuck D. Yeah. Chuck D's radio station plays my music, and they've all been supportive of the movement. So I'm definitely trying to get up there, get to New York and do that. So that's definitely something that I'm trying to do. But so it's just been making its rounds, and it's circulating on the playlist and things like that. So
that's dope, man. Yeah. So do you make it out to the East Coast often?
I haven't been there for a while, but I'm planning to go to New York this year. I was there, I think, last year, the year before, something like that. And then, we went a few times. I did the Grind Mode Cypher out there, a few radio shows, things like that. So, yeah, I try to get out there when I can. Yeah. Definitely. There's definitely people that support my music out there, and there's definitely a lane for me out there. So I try to make it out there when I can.
So let's get into the beginning of it, man. How did you even get into hip-hop?
Well, I mean, I think it was always around. If we're talking about the beginning, you know what I mean? Like,
when did it catch your ear?
Like hanging out in the in the apartments, and they used to come and dance in the front of the house and break dance.
Oh, really?
Yeah. My older brother would dance in front of the house and do different things like that. And so I think it was always a part of the atmosphere. It was always around. It was always something that was in the air, but it wasn't really something that I was involved in specifically. It was just there where we were from. But as time went on, graffiti, and it goes from graffiti, and I started rapping. Actually, a friend of mine, he has family in the East Coast, and he would always bring these tapes, these like different tapes of rappers that we never heard, or instrumentals and things like that. Yeah. And he would freestyle.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he'd be like, "Yo, let's freestyle." And he's kind of showing me how and things like that, and it just kind of picked up. You know what I mean? I ended up getting better and better, and it turned out I have family that does music, and I didn't even know. You know
really?
What I mean? So I think, like my grandpa, he's a mariachi, or he was when he was here. Yeah, but I didn't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's no wonder that that when it kind of found me, you know what I mean? And it's no wonder that I started picking up on it. And then later, when I was in my later teens, I find out from my aunt, and I'm like, why didn't my mom tell me? She's like, I don't know why they didn't tell you that, but yeah. So, and they're always real proud, you know what I mean? It's because I don't think any of my other family on my mom's side does music. Yeah. Or is like, my mom can sing, but singing around the house and things like that. But so they're always proud of whatever they see me doing and stuff, because it's kind of like a throwback to grandpa or whatever, and seeing me do some stuff. But it kind of just landed on me, man, and I just started going freestyling. We started rapping at parties, and from house parties to taking it serious. And then we started getting on. I started doing college radio and started making songs.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I'll tell you a story.
Yeah,
I actually just told a story to Jeffy. Shout out to Jeffy. I listened to the pod the other day.
Oh yeah,
and
I sweater right here. Yeah, shout out to Jeffy.
And I totally forgot about this story. We had we were at the show, and I don't know why I forgot, but when people ask me about when it started, I kind of like forgot that we did this, but where we would go to my boy's house every day. Like I would skip school and be at his house, and we'd be rhyming and smoking and chilling, and we would rap at his house and chill. Whoever would come through would be rapping, and he's like, yo, so check this out. At this Radio Shack, there's a recorder. Yeah. And I'm like, okay. He's like, yeah, look, if you go get the recorder, it'll be your guys's. I'll buy it off of you, but we'll leave it here at my house, so you'll make some money. But you guys, it's just for you guys. Yeah. I'll just buy it and leave it here. Yeah. Right. But you gotta go get it. It's at Radio Shack. And it was literally like a dual tape recorder. Yeah. Like we didn't know what we were doing. We didn't know what we needed to record or anything. Right. So in our minds, or in his at least, he's like, this is what we need. And I'm like, okay, well, I guess we just put the one tape with the instrumental and put the other tape and we record, and you can get a song out, right? So he's like, yo, so check it out. You go into this Radio Shack, and when you walk in, on your left, you just walk in, turn to your left. Yeah. You're gonna see there's a mixer and there's a recorder. Yeah. And you just gotta unplug it, and that's it. And it's all good. Uh-huh. And then I don't know. It didn't really take much convincing. You know what I mean? Like we were ready to rap, and he was, and we didn't see it. We didn't see rapping past just freestyling and hanging out and smoking and drinking and chilling. Yeah. But he was really like, yo, and like rightfully so, and he's still one of my partners to this day. And so he's like, yo, well, if you get that, we can start recording and making songs and stuff. And I'm like, oh, okay. So we went down there, and sure enough, I walk in. And I forget who I was with. I might have been with my boy. I forget. But I grabbed it. You know what I mean? I walk in, turn to the left. Yeah. There Unplug it is. There it is. I look over, and no one's really paying attention. I'm like, oh, okay, it's perfect. And I unplugged it, and I grabbed it and ran out of there. Yeah. And ran and jumped a couple fences, and we got to once you get to the apartments, it's like you're scot free. Yeah. We made it back. I think he paid me $50 for it. Yeah. And we started recording.
No shit.
Yeah. And I think I still got some of those, like one or two of those tapes
that's funny.
You'll never hear.
That's crazy.
Never play dude. For nobody. You know what I'm saying?
How old were you at this time?
I had to be like 15 or 16 or something like that.
So you grew up out here in Oxnard?
Yeah, I'm born and raised Oxnard, Portland area.
Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah. So what was life like at that age? What were you into? How did a day look in your life about 15, 16? Were you just running amok?
Yeah, that's what we were doing, man. My boy had an apartment in high school.
Really?
So we'd be going to his house, and I had a car. Yeah. So I would go to school sometimes just to pick up people to leave school. Yeah. I'd go and be like, yo, who's coming with me? Where are we going? Go drive out to LA, and we were just wilding out, and just carefree. Yeah. You know what I mean? Just running around and rapping, and that was it. And I was playing basketball. I used to play I play basketball, and I was playing in high school, and I grew up on the beach. We'd always be at the beach. So we're true, Oxnard, Wainimi kids, man. Yeah. Different place. I lived throughout Oxnard too, like the Sand, the South, and here and there. So.
Yeah, I hear a lot of Oxnard in your music. What does the city mean to you now to this day?
Oh man, I love Oxnard. And I think there was a time too where you would see online, or you see certain people say, oh well, or people kind of talking down on the city. But I think now it's starting to come around. I see a lot more people being proud to be from here. But I'm proud, man. And there's a lineage through from the city, not just from Oxnard, but from Ventura County. You know what I mean? The people that coming out of here, like there's definitely something in the water. Yeah. You know what I mean? Whether it be from boxing, from music, entertainment. There's so many talented people that came out of this area, that coming out of this area. So I'm proud to be a part of that lineage. And I feel like I'm just carrying on tradition, you know, as well. And I feel like, you know, I'm doing my part to carry on that tradition and kind of take things to, you know, a different place and represent.
Yeah. I'd say as of late, there's actually been a different energy around here, man, especially with all these people around doing, you know, trying to do positive things and pushing it forward, man. It's exciting for sure.
For sure. For sure. It's wide open, man. You know what I mean? And it doesn't, and, you know, like we were talking about, like, I make a certain type of sound, you know, but it's all part of the culture. You know what I mean? It's all part of the culture. So I wouldn't down somebody that's doing more, you know, commercial friendly music or whatever you want to call it. Or, you know, club stuff, whatever. But at this point, it's all hip hop. It all goes into the same category. You know what I mean? It's all from the culture. You know, you can't say this guy or the younger kids or the older guys. It's all hip hop. We all coming from the same place, but it just might come out different sounding. You know what I mean? But
yeah, no, it's good that you have that mentality, you know, because that makes you more inviting to other people around, rather than having that stereotypical, like, you know, I don't like that because it doesn't represent this or doesn't represent that. But that thinking really just puts you in a box that, like, you don't need to be into.
Yeah, and I think at some point and when you're first trying to understand it, or you're getting to a different place, you know what I mean, with music or just yourself, like maturity wise. But yeah, at the end of the day, you can't say like it's not hip hop. Like, no, it all comes from the same place, but it's constantly moving and changing and doing different things. So I just want to bring what I'm bringing to the table, right? So, you know, if this is a potluck, right? So this is my dish that I'm bringing to the table and serving to the people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's how I'm kind of looking at it. You know, and this is my offering to.
That's
table,
funny that you say a potluck too, because I always say that. You know, I like all types of different music. You know, and I tell people, like, look, I can respect, like, you know, a filet mignon steak.
Yeah.
But sometimes I want a fucking Snickers, bro.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Sometimes I just want a candy or some Spud Nuts or something, some junk food, you know? It all has its own, it all brings something to the table.
Yeah.
You know, whether it's some beats or some catchy lyrics or something like that. But it's also refreshing to hear some stuff like yours, man.
Thanks, man.
And to hear something with some actual substance in it, for sure.
Thanks, brother. Yeah, we, you know... shout out to everybody that I work with. I mean, my thing too was because we were doing music early, and like I said, with the tape deck or whatever it was, and for a while we just couldn't. It wasn't like we were making good music, or I would say it was okay, right? It was underground, and some of the people that know my early stuff, they love it. You know what I mean? They appreciate the way it was and the raw sound. But to be able to have that gritty sound and that rough type of sound, but then to get it in a studio where it's mastered and it's coming out quality, you know, and it's coming out the speaker like something that's on the radio or something else, where the sound quality is there, but the music is unfiltered, it's raw. That's where we're at. So that means a lot, 'cause to have it coming out the speaker really sounding good, but coming from the same place. You know what I mean? So, man.
When did you feel like your ear was being able to mature to like those type of sounds?
It's just been, I think for me early, like I felt like I was lacking production on my early stuff, and I finally got to a place where I was getting good production. So it's like, I've been rapping this way for quite some time. It's just, I didn't have the right production behind me to be able to, or, you know, getting my music done properly, or sounding proper to be able to get it to where it needs to be, you know? So, you know.
Do you spend a lot of time like producing it?
You know, I actually write pretty fast. So I take time off, like where I'm not writing per se. Like right now, I haven't been writing since the album dropped. I did a couple of songs to finish it, and then it dropped, and I haven't wrote. I like to take time, and then because I'll go on sessions where I'm writing for weeks on end and writing a lot of music. But I'll take time off, so I'm not like, I feel like for me particularly, I can get stale creatively if I'm constantly every day writing it, or it's one thing to write like raps and just write words that rhyme. And that's dope too. But then if you're trying to come out with something that has some kind of substance, it's coming from your heart, it's coming from a place. So for me, I need some inspiration, or I need to be inspired to be able to write. If I listen to a beat and then nothing's coming to me, I'll just turn it off.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll give it 2 minutes and I'll turn it off, and then I'll come back to it when maybe I'm feeling it or something. But yeah, so I take breaks and then I'll have sessions. I'm getting ready to start writing again. I want to put out an EP, like I was telling you, like in maybe March or April.
Yeah.
Just try to be consistent. Just continue to put out music, and I think now with the things happen so fast in music, I just want to be able to put out more music consistently, maybe throughout the year. A couple of projects as opposed to like one for the year or something like that, maybe 2 or 3.
Yeah. So when you make a song, how do you go about just creating everything from start to finish?
Well, before it used to be different. We'll do it like there's different ways, right? You could be in the studio like we are right now, we play the beat and we make the song right now.
Yeah.
Right. Where I haven't done too much of that lately. But now, I'll get, it's based on what I'm feeling like as far as the beat is concerned. Like I was listening to a beat earlier today, or on the way here, and I'm listening to the songs that I have for this EP, and I'm like, okay, this beat, this song, this whatever I make to this has to be on here.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking about that. So it's really, the beat is really just driving me. It's kind of steering the wheel, if you will. But I'll just kind of go in. I won't even base it necessarily off of a subject, because I feel like once I start writing, it'll kind of steer me into the direction of wherever I'm supposed to be. Like I might even start writing and get like, halfway through a verse and be like, okay, and then I'll erase everything that I just wrote and start from that halfway point, because everything I wrote was just kind of getting started. Like I'll write myself into a place, sometimes like it's like, I don't believe in like writer's block or something like that. I'll just write, because you could always freestyle.
Yeah.
And then eventually you'll get to a point where, okay, so this is, maybe I'm feeling going in this direction with this or something like that. But
it's crazy, man. Just listening to your album and just listening to the lyrics and just seeing how much substance is really into it. Yeah. It from the outside looking in, it seems impossible. Like, just to get all those ideas out, and just to have it just all make sense, dude. There's a lot into it.
Yeah, I think it's just, I'm inspired, man. And I feel like I still have a lot to give, man. I don't feel like I've done everything I want to do in music, and so that kind of keeps me inspired. As far as like, I'm still inspired by these beats. I still enjoy what I'm doing, and so that's the main thing.
Yeah. Now you say inspired. How do you keep yourself getting inspired? Do you put yourself in certain situations? You got to make sure you go out, you got to go travel new places, see new things? Or
I think with music, I've been able to turn some corners, you know what I mean, where like when you always have dreams and goals, but then once you start turning these corners and seeing those things happen, you're just like, okay, you start realizing that it's possible. Right?
Yeah.
And you start like getting those little wins, and then these things start to happen. You start and then feedback like you're telling me, right, or somebody that I meet, or messages that you get, or just the feedback you're getting from the music and the people that are enjoying the music, and so that type of stuff keeps me going, man. That's really what drives the whole thing, is just people that appreciate what we're doing, or the music that they're hearing. So that always going to keep me going. You know what I mean? Has
social media helped out a lot with that?
Yeah, definitely. Now it's just wide open. You know what I mean? You get you could always just put out content and different things, and so I think definitely it's your fans can come directly to where they want. If you want to reach the people that enjoy your music, you just put it right there. You know what I mean? And you still got to do the work. You know what I mean? You just you still got to send out the messages, send the emails, and do the press and do the certain things that But it's always one of those things but you gotta still hit the streets. You gotta hit the shows. You gotta see the people. So yeah, man.
How active are you in the local hip hop scene out here?
Every time I got a project or something like that, I'm coming out. I'm doing shows. But I'm not like I did those. Like I said, we did Santa Maria, we did 2 in Ventura, I did one in LA. So I probably won't do one here locally for a while, maybe until I get this EP done or something like that. Because I'm consistent, but I'm not gonna come. I won't just do shows just to do them. You know what I mean? Or like I'm not just I'll come through every 6 months or something like that and do some shows locally and stuff like that. Yeah.
So when you started working on your craft, how long did it take you to get a sort of like a sign that things were going in the right direction? Like that sort of break,
Like, well, early on, it was like you get to the radio, your college radio, and you're like, oh man, we're on college radio and we're doing our thing, and so those little things, and people are hearing it and people appreciate what you're doing, and then from there, then different shows, and you're doing bigger shows. Then you're traveling farther, then you're reaching different people, then it's international. And you got to now where it just hits international, or to where overseas, or someone, you getting messages from people overseas or different things like that. So, it just has its way. Music finds its way, man, to the people. That's a fact.
When all of these things are happening, do you like you're traveling overseas, you're doing these shows, are you able to soak in that moment when it's happening, or do you look back and think that like, damn, I should have chilled out for a sec?
No, I'm all about it. Maybe too much, because I'm in the moment, you know what I mean?
That's good,
I
man.
definitely enjoy myself. I'll be out there where you gotta kind of press the brakes sometimes, like, oh, okay, we got, you know what I mean, we're there to handle business, things like that. But I definitely enjoy myself, if we're out, because places you ever been and stuff like that. So no, I'm definitely in the moment and enjoying every minute of it, and soaking in the memories, man, soaking in the stuff that's happening. No, I'm all about it.
Yeah, the older you get, man, the more you realize how much the memories actually really mean. For us, we do a lot of traveling, and the traveling that I've done, like earlier in my career, I was more focused on like, hustling, making sure that this got taken care of, and without really soaking in that moment as it was happening. Now further in the career, I like to, like, whenever something's going on and there's a big milestone that we're hitting, I like to just make sure that I'm soaking that memory up at that time.
Yeah, I was just talking to a friend of mine because I was going through the songs for this EP, and he's a friend of mine from New York, Jesse Al Malik. We did a song in Germany. He lives in Germany. We did a song in Germany.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I just was listening to songs, and that one was the one that came up. And I'm like, yo, I sent him a message like, yo, I really want to get this set. Do you have the vocal tracks for this, right? And I need the wave, because I recorded in their studio in Germany. He's like, yeah, I'll send you the wave for the beat, but maybe you just want to re-record it. Right? But then I sent him a message back. I'm like, yo, but if you listen to the way I delivered that verse, and I remember that whole day, right? I remember we were chilling. It was, like, I can hear it in my tone. I can hear it in the delivery. I can hear the way I'm talking, what I'm saying. I even did like a little intro. So I'm like, bro, if we can get those vocals, that'll be great. Because nothing's going to take away from that moment. I can re-record it, but it's not going to be that.
Yeah.
It might, for somebody that didn't hear the original, they're going to like, yeah, it's a dope song.
Yeah.
Cool. But for me, it's not going to be the same. What we're talking about now, and you come back, we try to have the same conversation, it's going to be different.
Yeah.
Right? So, and he's like, oh, no, I get you. I'm going to get you the vocals. I'm like, yeah, because, there's like, you record that moment. So there's something within that recording that you can't get back. You know what I mean? And I was telling him, like, yo, that's like my memory. That's that day. So, all right, I got you.
Yeah, to nobody else it doesn't matter, but to you,
to me, I'm gonna re-record it. We lose the whole vibe of what I was feeling. Like, I'm not gonna deliver it that way I did it that day.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Hell yeah, man.
We're on something. We're feeling it.
From Ox to Germany, dude.
Ox to Germany.
That's wild.
Yeah. That was the dream, man. That's what it was all about. You know what I mean?
Did you ever think it would get to that point as a kid?
I wanted it to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that was definitely a dream of mine. You know what I mean? And I don't know. The way we did it too, initially too, we just kind of did it ourselves. So like, if we didn't have any opportunities or no doors were opening up to us early on for whatever reason. We just went out and did ourselves. So we start go to meet with the club owners and, hey, can we do a show here? And just laying the groundwork to do it ourselves. And so when we first went to Europe, we just did it ourselves.
Yeah.
We just spent our money to go out and do it ourselves and meet the people and get the shows and book the shows and, and just did it ourselves. And I think that's what you can't just expect it to happen because it's just going to happen. You got to go out there and actually go after it too. You got to go, just put one foot in front of the other and make it happen because no one's going to do it for you,
Yeah.
So I think it was a dream, but then, you can lose track of that when you're in the middle of, like you were saying too, you're in the middle of doing it. So, it might not be how you envisioned it initially. Right. But it is the same thing. And I feel like now the goals are just got to be bigger, because my goal, it was a dream and I knew it was possible. Right. But I didn't know as to what extent it could happen. You know what I mean? And so shout out to that, man.
That's so sick, man. I love it. You were on tour with the Beatnuts.
The Beatnuts in 2018.
For European tour.
Yeah.
How many dates was that?
I don't know, 16, something like that.
Damn.
We were out there at least like 16, 14 shows or 16, something like that.
How did you guys travel around?
We for the shows, because we had been out there quite a few times.
Yeah.
So a lot of times people would travel by train and plane, right? And but when I look at the route and I'm able to route it in my head, like, okay, we can do this. We just rented a Benz.
Yeah.
Fucking drove it.
No shit.
I mean? Yeah. So for certain places we could just drive, we just drive.
Yeah.
So that way you could wake up later.
Yeah.
Right? You don't have to wait for the train, or you don't have to wait for the certain whatever you got to leave at time is. So some places we're able to sleep in later, or leave later or leave earlier.
Yeah.
Right? You don't have to wait around. So it helps. Next time I go, I don't want to drive though.
Really?
I did the majority of the driving just because I felt better about driving.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I didn't want my friend to drive.
Yeah.
I'm like, let me drive.
Yeah.
But we rented a Benz and but that's like normal there, right? But
yeah,
it was nice. We were comfortable, and that's how we did it. And then and then planes.
So when you're over there, do you what's the reception you're getting from the fans out there?
Oh man, it was great. Yeah, I don't know if you see the video, but there's I have a little clip online, but you can kind of see like a little tour recap thing that you'll see that people are rocking with us, man, rocking. So that was dope.
That's wild, dude. Yeah. How do they hear your music over there? Is it like on SoundCloud or something?
No, it's actually just been through. I don't think it's been SoundCloud, but Spotify, YouTube, and different places and different. Like I said, my stuff's streaming through different radio stations and things like that. So
how do you get it on Shade 45?
Just been emailing it out, man. Just spending the time to connect with different bloggers or DJs and the people that are in the game, putting DJs and radio stations and just sending it out. And then, like I said, music finds a way. And it gets there, and the next thing you're getting it out, or someone catches wind of it and they want to put it on and things like that. And I have songs with Planet Asia on this album, and then Chino XL, and the previous one I had Razzcast. I think it was the Razzcast song that really kind of set it off recently on an international level, where that one started to get legs and people started to pick that one up. And then from that album, they've been checking for it, and then I've been watering that garden, kind of keep hitting it and keep coming out consistently dope music, so that way when they're checking for me next time, it's something like, okay, yeah, I remember Mike Bless from this song, like let's check him out on this, let's check this out. And I think that's how it's been getting out, and people have been hearing it.
Do you find it very important to network?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, do you know what I mean? And now you can connect with anybody. Just
Yeah.
I was just talking to somebody from New York earlier. He sent me a beat. I got a beat from some people in Chile
Oh
on the
shit.
album. That one, the original on the song, the original. I think it's track number 4.
Yeah.
That one's those guys are from Chile. Yeah. So now, as like I said, we got. I've done a couple features recently from some a record label in Greece called Mind the Wax.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dude, that's crazy,
yeah,
man.
yeah,
Yeah, this whole new network of like social media and stuff has opened up so many new doors, bro.
Yeah.
It's insane. You could literally connect with whoever you want.
Yeah, I got beats in my inbox, man. So many beats right now, and they hit me up try to see what's up with it. But I'm like I said, I don't. I'm taking time off of writing, so I'm like, look, when I get to them, I gotta spend some time and just sift through beats and pick out a couple of beats because you can only do one beat at a time, though. You know what I mean? So I've been meaning to get to that and put out this project.
So say you're gonna get started on a song. Do you go automatically to the studio, or you just throw headphones on?
No, I'm throwing headphones on and doing that because before we had a home studio, like we had a studio where I can create every day on the spot, write what I want, what I'm feeling right now.
Yeah.
But no, now I'm it's like with a purpose. I'll write the song then, and once it's done, then I'll go to the studio and record it and lay it down, and but I'm not recording on the spot, which I do miss that, because you never know, you can come up with something. You just get in the studio and just hanging out and then play some beats, and then next thing you know, you got a song. But we haven't done that in a while. I don't have the home studio set up or anything like that. So now it's just, this is what I'm doing, and we finish it and then we go record it.
Yeah. So when you make music, how much is it just you, or do you have a lot of guys that help you out with it?
No, I mean, it's just me, but like with these last projects I've been doing with DJs, I've been having, depending on the hook, and I'll connect with different DJs, and, like with this last album, DJ Rome's, DJ Mr. On's from Greece, and a couple other DJs on there, like, so actually some of the DJs on these projects have been from different countries, different places, and I'll send them the tracks, they'll send it back. So typically it's like 4 people maybe, like me, the DJ, Science Green, or whoever's making the beat, merge beats. Because what'll happen is, like, to break it down, I'll get the beat, I'll write to the beat, right? We'll go record it. We'll do a rough recording, right? And then I'll separate my vocals, and I'll send my vocals by themselves to the person who made the beat.
Okay.
So they can redo the beat.
Got you.
Based on the vocals. Then they'll send me the beat back. Then we'll swap them out.
Yeah. Right.
So now it's produced. It's now when you hear my flow, it's actually with the beat, as opposed to being the rough copy. Then we'll master it, and then I'll probably send it around somewhere along those lines. I'll send it to depending if I'm gonna do the hook, or if I want to have a DJ come in and do a samples or something like that. Then we'll do that. So it's just sometimes a process. But
sounds like it, man.
But it's like, and I think sometimes people aren't willing to wait. You don't want to wait around, so you start, you'll do your own hooks, and you hear songs with the guy who's rapping and he does his own hook, and then he's doing mostly everything. And I get that too, because you probably don't want to wait around. You just want to get it done, and then it's done, But sometimes we're taking the time to get the verse back or to get the hook back, but it takes time. Sometimes if you're trying to get it done, you might be waiting on people or something like that.
Does it make it a lot harder when you have a release date?
Yeah, that's why I have to be more patient. You know what I mean? But if I don't set my date, then I won't do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I had set the date early, and then I didn't hit it, and so I had to move it back. But no one's waiting on it or anything like that. Because I think if that was the case, I would probably do the record and then put a date when this is all done.
Gotcha.
And that's probably what should happen anyways. You have that, you have your videos, you have everything ready to go. Then you put a date, and then everything kind of falls in place. But like I said, being independent, we just kind of just doing it. And then I added those shows after the fact. But yeah.
What are some things that you would want to work on, like this 2020?
Yeah, man, I want to hit some different countries, man. You know what I mean? Yeah. I want to hit like South America. I've been talking to my guys over there, and Yeah, just some different countries, and like I said, I want to release this project. There's a couple features I want to do, but right now I'm in a good space, man. I'm not really I'm not in a rush. You know what I mean? Like I said, I'm good. I'm in a good space right now. Maybe we'll see.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm kind of I'm letting things happen as they are. So that's good.
Organic growth.
Exactly. I'm not really tripping on it. Right
Yeah, I love it, man.
Yeah,
so what are some other things that you do besides music?
Right now, I got my kids.
Oh, nice. How old are they?
I got a 4-year-old. I got a 2-year-old.
Well,
he's not even 2 yet. He's
awesome. Congrats,
he's
man.
turning 2 on April 3rd.
Nice.
Yeah. So I'm spending time with my kids. Other than that, yeah, I've been spending a lot. I spend a lot of my free time doing music, or occupied with that because it does take. There's only so many hours in the day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But of course, when the summer hits, I'm trying to hit the beach. You know what I mean? I'm trying to boogie board, man.
Oh, really?
I'm trying to play basketball and do different things. But yeah, like I said, I'm still inspired to make music and put out stuff. So I occupy my time with trying to move ahead in music and see what I can do or whatever's happening with music.
So 2 kids under 4. How's that?
Yeah. It's all right. They're cool, man. It's fun. You know what I mean? It's fun. Yeah.
Have they started to show their personalities yet?
Yeah. My little one's crazy. Yeah. He's running around. It's crazy. Yeah.
Awesome.
But it's been good, man. It's been good.
Life is good.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So that's why I think with 2020, I'm not really stressing it too much. You know what I mean? I do want to do another tour this year. So we'll see what happens. But like I said, I have my kids and we're figuring it out. And
yeah,
once I know how the year's looking, I'm thinking maybe by the summer or the fall, I might have to. But I gotta start scheduling early because you want to be like 6 months ahead of time on that.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
So what are you listening to nowadays?
Damn, that's a good question. Because I haven't listened to anything solid really. I mean, I jump back and forth between things. I don't have anything right now in my box specifically. I actually was working on the Immortal Auditory show, so I was listening to that like every day.
Yeah.
Like trying to get all the new songs down. But other than that, I'll jump around I jump around from different stuff like Master Ace, the Marco Polo. I like listening to their stuff, and I know with the Kobe's death, there's been some tributes. I really like the Bad Bunny tribute. Shout out to that.
Yeah,
the 6 Rings joint's really dope. But I'm not really listening to music solidly right now. To be honest with you. Yeah, I watch a lot of podcasts or like into MMA, watching a lot of boxing stuff. So if I'm not making music or doing it, I'm probably directly away from it.
Yeah.
Like I can't listen to it and do it. It's it's too much.
It's too much.
Yeah. I have to let my ears chill. So when I do hear music, it's sounding fresh and it's not. So a lot of times I'm really actually not listening to music too often, like right now.
Yeah.
But I'll listen to a few albums. Like I went through Eminem's album.
What'd you think of that?
I don't want to judge it too hard, because I didn't listen to it from beginning to end. But I jumped in and out, and I wasn't really feeling it, But whatever. But I haven't really felt his stuff for a while anyways.
Yeah.
It's just not. Maybe it's the beats, or I don't know.
That's always been one of his issues.
Yeah.
Is the beat selection too, And he does a lot of his own hooks as well.
Yeah, that's probably what I was thinking too, because he starts singing it. It's like, he don't want to pay nobody or give nobody no writing credit. I don't know why, but who knows why. But that's just kind of like what I think from where I'm like, maybe that's something to do with it.
Yeah, I mean, it totally makes a lot of sense, man, because I haven't been on M for so long, dude. And growing up, that was my favorite rapper.
Yeah, my brother loves it, and he likes the new album and everything. So, I mean, it's cool. I mean, I'm not knocking it.
Yeah,
it's just I'm not feeling it. It's like beer. You know what I mean? Like it's like I'll go to the spot and be like, give me something. I'll be like, I don't like it, but I'll still finish it and I'll enjoy it. Like, okay, cool. I drank it, but it wasn't my thing.
Yeah. What about the SoundCloud, quote unquote SoundCloud rappers? Do you ever dabble into any of that?
Not really. No, not really. But I mean, I like some of the newer artists that's coming out. Like Roddy Ricch is dope.
Yeah,
you know, I really like his stuff, and I mean, he's one that sticks out to me right now. Off the top, I can't really think, but there's a few people that stand out that, you know, I appreciate what they're doing or whatever, or I like their music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I seen you had a picture with Daylight.
Yeah.
How was it meeting him?
We did a show in New York.
No shit.
We're in Brooklyn.
Wow.
We're in Brooklyn, of all places. Yeah.
No way.
Yeah. That's the first time I rocked there too. So, yeah, that's what I mean. You know, like just getting out there. But yeah, it was cool. Yeah, he was cool. It was dope. You know what I mean? I don't know what I think a lot of people just see what's happening online, or you know, but nah, it was all love. It was all good.
Yeah, he's definitely a beast though, man.
Yeah.
Are you into that battle rap scene?
I actually don't keep up with it, to be honest. I don't.
Yeah.
I can't lie. I don't really keep up on it. Maybe I should. Maybe I should take a listen and you know, maybe it'll inspire me to write some different type of stuff. But not really.
Yeah, I only see what goes on World Star.
Yeah.
Whenever somebody gets punched in the mouth or something like that. So you mentioned podcasts. What podcasts are you into?
Well, probably everybody watches Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I mean, that's one that I keep up with. You know, I watch a lot of the Vlad interviews, depending on who's interviewing.
Oh, really?
It's not a podcast, but it kind of is.
Yeah. I would put it in podcast category for sure.
Depends on who he's interviewing. Like, I won't watch everything, but a lot of those interviews are interesting, and I watch a lot of documentaries.
Gotcha.
I'm really into that, so I watch a bunch of stuff, and you know, probably name one, and I probably watched it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Do you listen to Joe Budden podcast?
I used to. I haven't listened to it recently.
Yeah.
I haven't listened to it recently. I'll probably catch some of the snippets, some of the clips, you know what I mean? Whatever the title, depending on the title, if I'm interested in it. But I used to listen to his quite often, but not recently.
Yeah.
I haven't found one that I'm really feeling, but so I'll jump around, you know, depending on who's being interviewed or what the case is, and you know, if it's interesting or whatever.
Yeah, that's always my number one, is a Joe Budden podcast.
Oh, is it? Really?
Yeah, I don't listen to much Vlad. The only reason is when I go to the YouTube channel, it's a bunch of small little segments, and it's hard to find that big interview.
Yeah.
You know, I like to just throw on the interview, whether it's a couple hours or whatever, and just listen to it.
Yeah.
I feel like that an interview can make me like an artist that I had no interest in. Just hearing the way that they carry themselves, their stories, and just getting that vibe from them, you know?
Yeah, I was just listening to something, and it kind of, that happened. I forget who was off the top, but I was laughing. I was like, yo, okay, I get it. Like, or I was, you know, I definitely agree with that.
Yeah, sometimes it makes a lot more sense for their success. So I've seen a lot of artists before, and I listen to them, I'm like, dude, I don't like their music at all. But then I'll listen to their interview, and I'm like, man, I like them more than I like their music.
Or you didn't know, and you listen to the interview, and then you go listen to the music or whatever.
Yeah. What about No Jumper?
I don't really follow No Jumper.
Really?
Not really. No. I don't know. There hasn't been anything on there. I don't get me wrong. I've watched a couple of things he's put out. You know, like some of the on location stuff he's done, but I haven't really got into any of the interviews. And sometimes I think he, you know, I've seen the interview somewhere else. Or you know what's a good one? The Talib Kweli.
Oh, got you.
People's Party.
That's right. Yeah.
I was just listening to that the other day. They had Ice Cube and The Game, and Planet Asia was on there. So,
what's your thoughts on Game?
I mean, I'm not a big fan. You know what I mean? It is what it is. But I don't really have thoughts on Game. I mean, he's doing what he does. I don't really, you know, I don't listen to his music.
Gotcha.
You know, not since like the early stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think some of the earlier music where you kind of, you know, it's more raw, or there's more feeling behind it or something like that I get into, but not really listening to any of his new stuff.
It's crazy that you see these rappers, and they're just you see their transition, man, and you kind of understand why they go certain ways, and then their music changes a certain way. One would be like Wayne, Lil Wayne. He actually just came out with the interview on Drink Champs which was dope.
You know, that's one I used to always watch.
Yeah, Drink Champs.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Yeah, I love that one, except when they just get like way too loud.
Oh man, there's a couple where it's like, dude, let him finish. Like I was waiting for that answer, and then you guys never let him answer.
That's my biggest complaint with that one, dude.
There's been a few like that. I'm like, dude, I was waiting for that answer, and then he never got there.
I think Nori just gets too fucked up.
There's a couple, there's a couple that I'm like, okay, that one didn't go well. They got too fucked up.
Yeah. But yeah, that one was a pretty good interview with Wayne. He's just in his own world, man. He doesn't know pretty much anything that's going on. They asked him about 21 Savage, and he's like, dude, I thought that was a group. I was like, damn, that's a lot of people to be in a group.
I gotta listen to it. I haven't checked it out, but I've been seeing the clip. You know what I'm saying? But I haven't like tuned into it or whatever.
Yeah. It's that's one of the reasons that I wanted to do this podcast. Is because for the last 10 years we've just been doing automotive stuff. And I'm just like, I have so many other things that I'm interested in, but every day it's just cars. Yeah. And I was really into podcasting, and
how long have you had this set up?
We've been doing the podcast in here since it was like episode 60, but I've been doing the podcast itself since September 2018.
Yeah, that was when I went on tour. So it seems like a long time, but it's not.
It's not, dude.
It's not that long. Yeah.
No, man. The older you get, it seems like the years go by faster. But then when you actually think about it, it's like, damn, dude, we squeeze a lot of stuff into a year.
Yeah, it seemed like it was not that long ago. Like for me, I could still,
yeah.
That's not that long ago.
But I love it, man. It's.
You got a dope setup. Yeah.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I love just being able to talk to people and just pick their brain and just hear where they're at in life right now. It's so interesting to me,
Yeah, that's why I was like, 2020. I'm like, I'm not really tripping, Like I said, I would have put this album out and been cool with it.
Yeah.
It just kind of like took on its own legs and then got on, did what it did, and people started wanting to, so and it came out better than I had thought.
Really?
Yeah, and not to say I didn't think it was gonna be good.
Yeah.
It just started becoming bigger, and I was like, all right, and then it just,
Do you feel like you're pretty rough on yourself sometimes?
Not. I'm not too hard. No, I mean, I'm not like a perfectionist or anything like that, which is probably to a fault.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, when I wanted to put out the album earlier, and then they pressed the brakes on me, like, yo, really? Like, nah. I was like, wait.
Yeah.
Because I'm just kind of like, let's, or I like the little imperfections of things. You know what I mean? Where I'm like, like that verse I was telling you about.
Yeah.
Like, no, leave it how it is. Like, I was buzzed.
Yeah.
Right? And like I can hear it, and the way he delivered it in that day, like I'm not gonna deliver it like that again. And so so I like the little imperfections and things of it being raw like that.
Yeah. So how much time do you spend on like the visuals of the project, like music videos and such?
I want to come out with like one or two more. Shout out to Mark.
Mark, yeah.
Because he did my last one. That was the first one we did, but we had talked about doing another one. So he's waiting on me. So I just got to get with him and do it. So I like to do as many as I can.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But sometimes maybe not the budget or whatever it is. So I'm just waiting to get it together and hit him with it and get it done. Because I'm trying to get these albums on vinyl right now, which is a big thing, and so that'll be coming, and then I'm trying to do at least one or two more, at least one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
When you do a video, is it mostly your concept or like the producer's concept?
I like to meet them halfway. Like work together, because it's not, like if you're even with the person that's making the beat or whoever's engineering it, I would always be, how do you feel about that?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not just like that's it. I like that take. That's it. Like I thought that was good. What did you think? Or how do you feel about it?
Yeah.
Like, I'll always get the feedback. I always like to work that way. Or even just let people do what they do. Like, here it is. Do what you do. Like, if you're a painter, I want you to put. I don't want to paint with your paintbrush.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know
yeah.
I mean? You paint it, and then you give it back to me, and I'll take it how you painted it, and I might not even touch it.
Yeah,
I'll just leave it. Not necessarily with visuals, but just with anything. Like if I'm asking you to do something with me, collaborate, then it's like I'm not gonna tell you how to collaborate it. You know what I mean? I want you to bring your take to it. You know what I'm saying? Because I think it just works out better that way, and then you have a different look. It's not just my idea or my vision or anything like that. You know, it's just it's something that you probably haven't seen, or it's it's coming from a different place. You know?
Now, when you come out with an album, do you give it to a certain group of people to listen to and to give you feedback on it?
You know, maybe I should, but I haven't. No. Well, I can't lie. The album, I shot it to a couple of the people that were on the album.
Gotcha.
But it was already done.
Yeah.
Like I didn't it wasn't during the process. Like it was already finished.
Yeah.
When I sent it.
Yeah.
Like this is it. How do you like it?
Yeah.
Right? Like, but it's not a collaborative album. Right?
Yeah.
So I don't really want you to hear it. I don't want to pick the songs I don't want to have too many people involved in it. Because then it's gonna mess up what I'm thinking. Right?
Gotcha.
Then I'm gonna second question it and question myself about it. It'd be different if from inception, me and you sat down and said, okay, we're gonna do an album.
Yeah.
And then we're like, okay, then it could be anything. Then we're gonna be every step of the way, 1 song, 2 song, 3 song. Then we're finding a balance. But
so you just put it out, and hey, if people like it, they like it. If they don't, it's not for them.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, pretty much. But I'm a hip hop fan first, so I feel like, but I know it's not for everybody, or I know certain people hear it a different way or whatever it is, but that's okay. Like I said, this is what I'm bringing to the table. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like, and hopefully people like what I'm bringing to the table, and I've been getting good reception, and that's okay. You know what I mean?
No, that's definitely a dope way to look at it for sure, man. Is because this is a part of you. This is your story. This is your artwork. Yeah. And I don't think a lot of people look at things like that. They look at it more of like, well, if more people like it, then the more streams, more sales, more touring, more, which, all of that stuff, it means a lot. But when your initial vision of what the project is changes, that's a little more detrimental than the positives that it would actually even bring.
Yeah, no, and I get that, and but like you said, it's just then it's not me, right? Then I'm getting influenced by something, or I'm trying to sound like the new, even in the underground or whatever, even in the hip hop, this type of hip hop, or this raw hip hop, or this lyrical hip hop, people are still biting off each other too. You know what I mean? Yeah. It doesn't matter, right? However you're operating, whatever scale or whatever music genre that you're operating in, people are still biting, or people are still trying to sound like this guy or that guy or this person, and it's like, obviously, I'm inspired by music, so it's. It's like hip hop has been around for a long time, so it's not like I'm not inspired by previous stuff, right? But there's a difference between being inspired or sounding, having a certain lane or whatever it is, and actually biting off something, right? Where you're starting to hear things, and it's like, okay, well, like you're trying to sound like this or that, or the beats selection is different. I'm just trying to do what I'm doing, and if people are fucking with it, then cool, And I think. I think I'm doing right by the people that appreciate what I'm doing, and so I will say that, you know what I mean? Because I was listening to the tracks earlier today, and I was like, okay, I want to put all these on there. And then I had to tell myself, nah, and I went back through them again. I'm like, okay, so I was looking at 10 songs, then I really listened to them all on the way here. Because I had a drive. I was coming from Woodland Hills. Yeah. And then when I really listened to him and really was honest with myself, I was like, okay, no. It was like 6. Yeah. It was like 6 out of the 10 that I don't think I can put these ones out. Even though I want people to hear these, these other songs, they're not up to par, or they're not fitting in with this sound, a cohesiveness of this type of production that I'm hearing on these other songs. So I have to just be, sometimes you have to be honest with yourself too, you know, like, well, that's not gonna make it, or nah, we can't put that out. Or
so are you saying that the quality of production on one doesn't match the other?
That's one thing,
Gotcha.
Right? Because I want it to sound cohesive. Like if you listen to this album, I hope that it does sound like it's one.
Yeah,
it's one movie, right? You're not, the movie don't change and come back to the movie, right?
Yeah,
it's the same movie. So I always want it to sound cohesive, and whether I'm working with one producer, but a lot of times I have a couple different people. Mainly, like the majority of the production has been Science Green. He's from Fillmore, making incredible beats. And then there's a couple of beats that I can add to that'll fit, you know, that fit the sound, the soundscape or the theme. But like, I was listening to these and I'm like, okay, yeah. And not just that, the sound, but also just the song altogether. Like, this is a good song, but it's not that. It's not this other shit that I have, you know. And I just gotta be honest with myself sometimes. And I think that's what it is too. It's like, you know, sometimes you gotta scrap it or remix it or redo it. And whether or not someone's telling you to do it, or you just gotta be honest with yourself. Like, look, we can't do it. We can't do that. You know, we can't put that out.
Yeah. How receiving are you of taking constructive criticism from people?
Oh yeah, it's all good.
Really?
You know, yeah, I think if you're in music, you should expect to hear something from somebody, or even just from the people in general. Yeah, you know, I have a few of my buddies that might, you know, tell me certain things, or, you know, say certain things, but, you know, and I take it, you know, even with, you know, what's in the future, what's to come, or what we should be doing, or what they see for me, or you know, what they see could be something that's beneficial to me as far as the next move, or doing a tour or something like that, you know.
Now, in the future, who would you like to collab with on a track, if a producer or an artist?
Man, I was on the Rico and Mambo show, and I said Anderson .Paak. I just used that platform, man. I was like, yo, if it's gonna be a time, I'm gonna say it right now.
Throw it out there. Yep.
So that's definitely one. I think that's inevitable at some point. You know, that's somebody that's from the area and that's doing it on a major level. But man, there could be so many. I mean, and actually I've done a few actually that I said, but like, you know, I could just go down the list. I mean, you know, like the Rockims and the KRS and these guys, and there's even like if I'm thinking about like some of the younger guys, like you look at like I said, Anderson .Paak, or, you know, I mean, there's a list. Like I would have said Nipsey, but, you know,
rest in peace, man.
But yeah, so I don't have a direct person right now off the top of my head, to be honest with you, but you know, I just want to make dope music or good records, or, you know, stuff that sounds dope. And I think too, like it says something if you're making a song and like then you hear somebody on it, like, oh, okay, this would be good for this person.
Yeah,
maybe I should. Yeah, or I have, because like even with friends or people I'm collaborating with, I may make a song, or like let's say we're making something and then I'm just making music, like one, and then finally it will come to me. I'm like, okay, this will be perfect for him. Maybe we're not going out of our way to find it, but maybe it'll come about. And
it'll just make sense.
Yeah, then that's the one that makes sense. Yeah.
It's
not forced, or, you know, something like that.
So in your music career, what is one of like the biggest things that you've noticed that you've had to overcome? Say like a hardship or something that made it hard to keep going.
Oh man, I think just well, you know, I think almost like, I don't know if it's the obvious one, but, you know, definitely having a budget to be able to fund what you're doing.
Yeah.
You know, whether it's it's passion play, or you're doing something, you know, as monetary gain or whatever. Because then those two things don't really mix sometimes. You know what I mean? Because if you're doing it for money, then it might alter your art, right?
Yeah.
So, but that's probably been one of the things that might hinder you from continuing on. Like, I've had some bigger opportunities before where, you know, whatever the case may be, and you just couldn't keep funding the operation. Sometimes you're gonna have to put some money into it, promotional wise or whatever it is. So it's definitely something that might hold you back from moving forward in a way. But other than that, I mean, just being inspired to continue to do it. Like I said, you got to be willing to put the work in, and sometimes that means, hopefully you're not missing birthdays, or you're not, missing important days where we're trying to work around it, or everybody has a life, everybody has things that they're doing. So if we're collaborating, or we got a couple people that are with us, and everyone is going to have to make some sort of a sacrifice, and that's regardless. And I don't think that's just in music, that's just in period, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna have to make some sort of sacrifice, whether you're working your 9 to 5, and you have an opportunity for another job and it's somewhere else, but they're gonna pay you crazy money. I mean, everything comes with a sacrifice, and I think you gotta at some point just make a decision in your mind that you're willing to do those type of things to be able to get to where you want to get to. You know what I mean? And so I think those are some of the things that have make it a little bit difficult. Yeah. But, I guess, when now you get older, we're able to move a little bit different, or, you know what I mean? And not, like I said, I'm not really stressing. I'm doing good. Everything's good, but if you want to be doing anything you want to do, you're going to have to sacrifice. You know what I mean? It don't matter what it is. And I think, one of the hard things too is staying focused. You know what I mean? And especially in music, I guess for me at least, I was having a hard time just staying focused, or, seeing that, we're like I said, I was 15 is wilding out. You know what I mean? Maybe if I was every day just locked in, things might have turned different earlier. You know what I mean? But that's all right. Like I said, I live in the moment. It's all good. It's all love. But, I think, you got to stay focused. I get it. It's not easy. I mean, we all got different things we're doing, or whatever the case may be. So,
okay, everybody, we're going to take a quick break for our sponsors, and we'll be back in 1 minute. Yo, what's up, fool? Make sure you check out Downstar for all of your dress-up needs. Get it poppin' over here. We have all the kits for the K series, the B series, the transmission, the mounts, the engine, the Toro, baby. We have the hardware for the seats, for the stereo. We got it for the speakers. We got it for the lug nuts. We got it for the air valves. We got it for everything, dog. So you make sure you hit us up at downstarinc.com, or you call us up, fool. You can even text us, lame, 818-937-3472. Just shoot us a text and tell us what's up, dog. I need some fucking balls in this bitch. Hit us up, downstaring.com. Hey, and if you got an Instagram, slide in our fucking DM at Downstar. Wait, hit up the homie, Frank_Downstar. He's the one that takes care of all the DMs. Hit that level up and shoot him a message, and he'll get you all taken care of real nicely. Yeah, no, definitely, man. Staying focused and sacrifice are two things that I could definitely agree on. Yeah. A lot of people don't understand those are probably the most important things to success, because that's one of the reasons why people aren't successful to begin with, is because, those sacrifices that you have to make. Right. It's a hard one, man.
Yeah, people call it a day. Like, you know what? I'm good. I don't want to do that. I'm not willing to do that. Yeah. Or I can't leave for 2 weeks, or whatever the case may be. Right? Yeah.
Has there been a time lately where that really hit you hard about having to make certain sacrifices?
No, not necessarily. That I would say like that. I kind of take things with stride. At least I try to. You know what I mean? Maybe more so in outside of music, where I've had to make certain decisions. Like I said, I have 2 kids and different things where, you're just dealing with life in general. Yeah. But nothing that I can just pinpoint and say, hey, I think, the life is always going to do that. You know what I mean? It's always going to be something. But I just try to keep, I'm just trying to be positive, man. I just try to, have a good outlook on the way things are going. And I don't really try to stress it too hard. So that way, it's nothing's ever too crazy. You know what I mean? Yeah. It never should be,
Yeah, especially if this is what you do for fun.
Yeah, how hard is it really? You know what I mean? Like, come on.
No, I always think of that too, man. You know, running your own business and shit it's really hard, man. But then I think about those times when I had a job and I was like, man, this is hard and I don't have any choice.
Yeah, but you don't mind waking up for yourself.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But you have to, right? You have to, because who else is gonna do it?
Yeah, man. There's always the grass is not always greener on the other side. No. You know, sometimes I'll just be thinking like, fuck, man, it's so stressful having your own business and having this weight on your shoulders. But then the other side of me is just like, dude, just fucking think about when you had a job. Like,
exactly.
You had this person yelling at you and telling you, yo, I need you here in the morning. Wait, tomorrow's my day off. I don't care, dude, you know? My wife, she's not feeling well, dude, and she had to go to work today not feeling well. And I'm like, man, that's so shitty, you know? That's so shitty to when you're not feeling 100%. That it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how you feel. It doesn't matter if you're up to it or not. You have to go there.
No, that's unfortunate. I was gonna say something about that too. I probably lost my train of thought.
Yeah, you just got to look at this life that we've been given and that we've made for each other, man, and just
so
appreciate it.
What was it, the winds or what? The fires? Yeah. So the fires, right? And so there was some blackouts, right?
Yeah.
So I had a blackout.
Mm-hmm.
I live in the valley.
Mm-hmm.
I don't live in Oxnard anymore, but I miss Oxnard.
Yeah.
But so there was I had a blackout. Right? So it was like a couple days, whatever. So no, no water or heat, electricity, all that shit. So my brothers called me. He's like, yeah, everything good. You're checking up on me. I'm like, yeah, everything's good, man. My other brother calls me. He's like, yo, what's up? Everything good? I'm like, yeah, everything's straight. He's like, oh yeah, you're good. I'm like, yeah, you need anything? Let me know. I'm like, yeah, no, everything's good. I go, man, it's a blackout. Yeah. Like I said, we came from Oxnard, right? I came from fucking, you know what I mean? Came from the projects, right? Like, so I'm like, this is the way I look at things, right? Like, just to give you an example, right? So I'm like, he's like, I'm like, yeah, blackout, no hot water.
Yeah.
I go, but damn, dog, like, there's people with no water, period.
Yeah.
Like, no running water, they can only have a toilet to even flush. I go, so in the grand scheme of things, I'm doing great.
Hell yeah.
Without no electricity or whatever.
Yeah.
Right? Like, if that's my biggest concern right now, I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why I told you to start laughing.
That's funny. Yeah. Earlier I tweeted, no matter how things are going in life, at least I'm not in Wuhan, in China.
Exactly.
Right now.
Exactly.
Bro. Exactly. Oh my God, dude.
Yeah.
I've just been keeping an eye on everything that's going on over there. Like, man, I'll deal with anything times 2 that I have going on right now.
Yeah.
As long as I'm not on lockdown, dude.
Exactly.
Shit's going crazy over there, man.
Yeah, I like to keep it in perspective, man. You know what I mean? You always got to look at it like in perspective. Like, in the grand scheme of things, really, it's all good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's all good.
That's the Oxnard in you, bro.
Maybe.
I feel the same way, man. I feel like the things that I went through when I was younger and just growing up is... life has never been that challenging as it has been when I was younger. I never felt like life was even challenging either,
No, if that's all you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like, I don't have roaches anymore, you know what I'm saying? Like, cool, things like that, little things, So, yeah, like, we can go in on that, but, like, yeah, that's how I like to look at things.
Yeah.
So when that thing happened, I was like, yeah, if my biggest worry right now is the electricity and hot water, then life is actually not bad.
Yeah.
Like, that's like, do I want it now? But yeah, no, it's not bad.
Yeah, it's hard to think like that sometimes too, man.
No,
you have to like really train yourself to do it because you get caught up in that life that you're used to.
For sure.
And when shit, I got a flat tire on my car. Like, damn, you don't remember when you didn't even have a whip, dude.
No, I know, dude. I had a flat tire the other day on Saturday.
Yeah,
I woke up to a flat tire.
Really?
Yeah, I took it to the gas station. I was like, all right, I gotta do my tire, and it wouldn't the air wouldn't fucking inflate.
Yeah.
And I seen the nail, and And it just fucking kind of like, I was like, I got like irritated.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck. And then I had just bought a coffee. I just stopped to get a coffee.
Yeah.
And put air in the tire. And then I freaking popped the trunk to go in the trunk, and my coffee was on the trunk.
Oh.
And the trunk just goes bap. And so on top of it, my coffee just flies on the top of my car, and it just. And so right there, I was like, fuck. And I'm like, okay, I gotta relax.
Yeah.
This is next thing is gonna be something else, and my day's just gonna go to shit. So I took the car, got the flat fixed, and that worked out, and my day was great. But, yeah. But yeah.
It's hard, dude. It's hard to take myself out of those situations where things are just going bad, and you're just like, all right, man, you gotta chill out, because you're gonna make things worse for you right now.
Instant. There was a puddle of coffee. People are looking at me. I'm like, okay, let me throw this shit away. I didn't even clean up the car or nothing. I just like closed the thing. I'm out of here. Got it to the place. Thank God.
It's all perspective, man.
Exactly.
And it really helps out when you're a lot more understanding of what's going on in life, because life, I always say that a situation is what it is, and whether it's a good situation or a bad situation is deemed on the way that you think about it. The coffee fell, the tire's flat. Those things, they are just what they are. It's on you to decide whether this is going to ruin the rest of your day, or if you're going to just laugh at it like, damn, that coffee just flew.
Yeah, it's like I always say I'm a glass half full kind of guy, right?
Yeah.
I mentioned that to a friend, and this just goes to show how perspective, right? It's like, or whatever, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, yeah, glass half full, or the glass half empty. He's like, what the fuck? Fuck the glass. I want the pitcher. And I'm like, you see, that's how you think that's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, just perspective.
No, definitely.
Why I gotta deal with the glass?
Yeah. Hell yeah, man. Yeah. So with the album just coming out, do you have you gotten a lot of good response from it?
Yeah, everything's been good. There's some things that I'm hoping go through. It worked out, but because I know I was contacted by the Universal Hip Hop Museum.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, which is the one they're building in the Bronx in like 2026 or something. So they contacted me about this one in the last album. Mm-hmm. They've been putting on their playlist, Underground Hip Hop Museum playlist on Spotify. A lot of good music, but they put me in this playlist, and they've been asking me about the albums and putting their archives and their collections for the museum as well. So
no shit.
That to me is one of the biggest honors that I could ask. So I'm trying to get the vinyl done so I can send it out to them for that and sign them and then send it to them, because that is what we're talking about. That's the Immortal Auditory. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's having something in 20, 30 years down the line, you go into the archives and it's right there.
Yeah.
And you can listen to those albums and it's forever, right? So that's what it's all about. And that to me is the most I could ask for right there. You know what I mean? That's a win for me,
Yeah.
And so it was after the album dropped, I got that email the next day. Like he listened to it the next day.
Hell yeah, dude! So congratulations,
thanks, man. Brother. Yeah. So I'm really gonna try to get that done. Yeah.
Now I see you speak on the future a lot on this album, as far as there's a couple skits about what the future is gonna be like. What did you think the future was gonna be like that we're in now?
Shit. Well, we don't got flying cars.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I don't know. It's not much. Not much. Just now. You know what? A lot has changed, but not much has changed.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's like everything's the same, except now we got fucking technology at the hands. And I don't know. I didn't really, it's probably more than I could have imagined, right? Besides like the stuff that was in Back to the Future.
I think it's, you're right. I don't think that we had the capability of understanding what things are going to be like in the future. But then you take it back to maybe like 2000, you think what's it going to be like in 20 years? Obviously flying cars or, fucking aliens or something like that. I mean, we ain't doing none of that shit.
Yeah, I was like with my mom, we were out in Texas or something, and she's like, yo, I'm going to give you this address. And they're trying to write it down for me. Like, you're going to go
yeah.
Like, you're going to go straight, and you're going to make a right, and you're going to make a left.
Just give me the address.
No, I got the address. I'll meet you there. I'm like, oh. And they're trying to so. But no, we got everything at our hands, like, oh, well, shit, I'm old enough to know. I had a pager, you know what I'm saying? And I can't imagine, like, how the fuck that was. Like, you know, you gotta stop. You gotta get the page.
Yeah.
You gotta go find a phone.
But life just seemed good back then.
That was okay.
You know?
Yeah,
it didn't seem like a big deal.
Yeah.
I guess if you didn't know that there was another alternative,
yeah, that's
just the way it was.
It is, huh? Because then you get to this point where now, like, once you advance, you can't go back.
Yeah.
Right. So now we're like, oh, fuck that. What the fuck? Why'd I gotta wait for that? Like, I can't even handle a slower computer.
Yeah.
I can't handle it. I'm like, fuck, this is ridiculous.
Dude, when Wi-Fi is acting up and it takes like 2-3 seconds for a page to load, I'm like, what the fuck? I'm calling Spectrum. Yeah. My shit's so slow, you know? No. But I remember when it is signing up.
We were cool with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were cool with that. It's coming up. But yeah.
I don't know what it's going to be like in the future, man.
Yeah. Who knows?
You know? I honestly feel like technology is growing at a way faster pace than we're evolving as a species.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, and who's to know what the downside of all this is? Because we don't know. You know what I'm saying? It's like cigarettes. Nobody knew it was going to give you cancer. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody knows what this shit, like, you know, I want to have my kids with the technology because, of course, why would you, like, oh, I want my kids to be outside. Yeah, but it's 2020.
Yeah.
They're gonna have the technology. You have to have them with the technology. You just have to show them that they could be outside or they can do other things, right? But then again, too, it's like, okay, well, how much of that is like not a good thing, right? Where they're, you know, on it watching, like, what's like, you know what tripped me out? Kids watching other kids play video games.
Yeah, right.
What's that about?
Yeah, you know what? people always say that, but then we just grew up watching football or something.
Yeah.
You know, and it's kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
You know, it is weird. Things are so weird, and when I see my nephew, he's 4 years old, and when I see him just on the iPad and being able to go to websites and shit, there's one side of me that is like, man, I don't know if this is right. But then the other side of me is like, okay, well, he's already getting used to what life is gonna be like.
Yeah, you got to, like, you got to, but I think it's just we gotta make sure we're making sure that they're doing other things and being active outside of that, right?
Yeah.
Because you see, I mean, even us, like, I sometimes pull up Instagram and I get caught. I'm like caught up for like 10 minutes. I'm like, oh, my bad, I got sucked in.
10 minutes is good. Shit.
Yeah, probably longer. But like, I got sucked in. Sorry, you know, like I was just like, you know, you got caught in the scroll, like, you know, you just start, you know, going down checking out different things. Well, yeah, and then you're like, damn it, fucking 20 minutes later.
Yeah, I know, dude.
Yeah, fuck that.
It's crazy, man. Life is really crazy right now, especially for people our age, you know, that we can actually remember the times without this technology, and then to be able to have it now, because, you know, maybe our parents' age, they're not really as in depth into the technology as we are, you know, because they didn't have to really implement none of that into their career or anything like that.
Yeah, my mom don't even text, really. She's barely starting to text. I wish she knew how to text, like, all day, but no, because she leaves voicemail still. I don't listen to them. I just have to call back. And, you know what I mean? I was like, did you listen to my voicemail? No, I didn't listen to your voicemail.
Yeah.
What did you say in the voicemail? Like, what happened? Because I'm not listening to voicemails.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Future's crazy, man.
You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, but I'm excited, dude. You know, you just got to keep a positive mindset for it.
You know, who knows? Because, who knows? You know, it could be, I don't want to say it's going to be one way or another way. It's just going to be different. So, but that's the world that the kids are growing up in, and it's going to be something else.
Yeah. Now, as far as your music, do you ever feel yourself that you want to experiment with maybe like a different type of sound or flow?
No, yeah, definitely. That's one of the reasons why I did this Immortal Auditory album. That was like, I did the album before that. You gotta listen to that one. That was like, had a mix of everything. Like, it was still in the same vein, but this Immortal Auditory album was like harder. It was just bars. It was just really getting to it. It was, like I was saying, it was my way of putting my stamp down in hip hop, period, to say, look, this is what I do. I'm here. Yeah. I'm spitting. I'm fucking doing bars. What's up? Right? That was my way of doing that, right? But that's why I did it, though, right? That way it's out there, it's done. So the next one, I'm like, even the EP is it's not. I don't want to say it's completely different, but it's not just bars and like it's not that hard. The beats aren't that hard. It's a little bit more like, songs. Songs that are about something, more life type songs, as opposed to the Immortal Auditory where I'm just going hard in the paint, and it's just a lot of the music's just a lot more raw and deliberate like that. But I wanted to do that one because I didn't feel like I was done with the first one. Like I had to finish what I was trying to get at, and then now I feel comfortable moving on to doing some other stuff. Where I might do a collaborative album here pretty soon.
Oh, nice.
There's a couple of things that we've been talking about where I was telling you, like, you would sit down with somebody and they're like, okay, these are the beats we're gonna work on, or this is the producer we're gonna do it with, and we're gonna make an album together or EP together, where I'm working with somebody and we're coming up with concepts and ideas and things like that. So that's definitely something that I'm gonna be working on. So yeah, that for that reason, because like I said, I got it off. Kind of feel like I got it off my chest.
Yeah.
With the Audio Vox and the Immortal Auditory album, and then I have this EP coming out, which is some dope music. Just a couple of the joints. I think it's gonna be dope, and then I'll see. Then I'm open to what's next. Like, okay, what's next? Like, that's what I mean. Like with the 2020, I'm just kind of open to see what I'm inspired to do or what it is. But it's never gonna be something like. It's always gonna be me, because you gotta walk. I'm not gonna directly I'm gonna walk. If anything, I'll walk the line. You know what I'm saying? But I'll never it'll still be something that people could appreciate as far as like my core fans or the core people that like what I do. Because I don't want to totally completely just fucking jump the ship or something and do something way off the left.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I think I've built up. Like when you build up your audience, it took me a long time to kind of get it to where it's at.
Yeah.
To where I'm making the music I want to make. To kind of just abandon that I don't want to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it wouldn't. It's not going to be far out. I would probably toe the line, like, you know what I'm saying, where it's going to be right there.
Yeah. Hell yeah, dude. So this new EP, when you think it's gonna drop?
I thought, man, I was telling you, I was 210 songs. I got 6.
Yeah.
If I really wanted to, I could probably do it like here in the next month or two. But it could be ready ASAP. But I want to do like 2 or 3 more songs, and then hear what it sounds like, and then so maybe April.
Nice. Damn, that's quick, dude.
Yeah, I want to do it. I mean, I have it. You know what I'm saying? I think it's ready to go. I just need to do it. Because what happens is I'll let it kind of chill, and I won't get to it, or I'm not really concerned. Or, I got time. I'm really worried about it, but I really want to put it out and drop something quick.
Yeah.
Just something, and it's already, these songs I've took time on. It's not like I'm just rushing songs out. These songs I've took time on. It's just adding to it and coming together with the theme. I kind of have an idea in my mind, but I haven't came up with the title. But I kind of know what I want to do, and I know what the album cover is going to look like. But I just haven't got around to doing it.
Dope, man. Well, I look forward to that, dude.
Thanks, man.
One thing that's happening with this podcast is we're connecting with a lot of locals out here. That wasn't my plan for it, and it's turned into quite a pretty nice surprise. I'm getting to see who the people are out here that are grinding, man.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate you sitting down with me and letting me pick your brain, because it's motivating for me,
Yeah.
I talk to so many people from all across the country with the car community and see what they're doing, but I really don't know what's going on here at home. So I'm just trying to figure it out, and the more I keep digging, the more I keep seeing, like, wow, there's a lot of exciting stuff here, man.
It's going down.
Hell yeah, dude. So I'm excited for your future. I want to see you do a show one of these days. Hopefully we could link up. And any support that we could ever give you, man, we're down to help out, because there's not that many outlets here in the 805 that are giving the platform to people just to hear their story, and that's one of my goals for sure.
No, I appreciate you having me, man. It's dope. thanks for having me here.
Thank you.
Appreciate you what you're doing too, man. Thanks for having being another outlet. You know what I mean? Because without that, then we're dead in the water. It's not growing. It's not consistently moving. So if it wasn't for people like you or the promoters or the people that are putting things in place, and then it's nothing's happening.
No, definitely, man. We all got to work together. We all have dreams, man. If each of us could help out each other just a little bit, like, we can make this something huge for sure. Yeah. So before we get out of here, where can everybody find you at, and where could they listen to the album at?
Well, it's my website's microphonebless.com, and it's just like how it's spelled, microphonebless.com. My Instagram is microphonebless. All my handles are microphonebless, at microphonebless. And the album's actually right there in the it's called Immortal Auditory. If you just even actually Google it, it'll come up. Yeah. So you'll find it. It's on all streaming platforms, or microphonebless.com, or one of my handles, and you'll find the link.
Hell yeah.
You made it easy to find, So.
Yeah. Album's sick, dude. I really like it. And I was listening to it earlier today, and it's a good album for sure, man. You did a great job, and I'm looking forward to that EP. Yeah, no, for sure. I'm getting it out. I'm trying to get it out. Hell yeah, man. If you need somebody to jump on it, bro, I could spit some You got to write him for me, though. Yeah, there you go. All right, guys. Thank you for listening. Once again, this is Downtime with Downstar, episode 141, and we out. Peace. Boom.